विद्यार्थी मित्रों नमस्कार. My name is Pawan Kumar. I am a professor in S.K. Patel Institute of Management and Computer Studies. Now our today's topic is regarding parts of computer and input parts, output parts and the parts inside the CPU. But before that I want to discuss with you what is a computer. Now, a computer is an electronic machine which does the computation under the instruction of a program. Okay. Now, what is hardware actually? Hardware is the thing which we can touch and we can feel. Now, as I told you, computer is a electronic machine which can do the computation under the instruction of a program. Now, what is a program? Now, program is a set of instructions, okay, which run the hardware. So that is our software. So there are many uses of the computer in our today's life, like in your education and in every field of the sphere of our life. There are many benefits of the computer, but today's topic is specifically for the hardware parts. Now there are some parts which are doing the input, then there are some parts which are doing the output, and there are some parts which do the processing. Now, what are the parts which are doing the input? Now, we all know about, almost all of us have the computer at our home. So, we give the input by the keyboard and by the use of mouse. So, we all use the keyboard. We press the key and some instructions goes inside the CPU of the computer, and something happens there and we get the result on the monitor. So, we can say keyboard is an input device. Apart from keyboard, we use our mouse for the input. Okay, sometimes we press our mouse wheel, and this there are some buttons on the mouse which are left and right buttons are there. Okay, उनका अपना अपना फंक्शनैलिटी है सभी का. सो लेफ्ट के लिए कुछ और फंक्शनैलिटी है और राइट का कुछ और फंक्शनैलिटी है. सो we can give the input by the use of our mouse also. Okay. Now, what are the output parts? Output parts means which display our processing result. Okay. So, we use like our monitor is there, then we have our printer. Okay. We generally use these items. So, they are the output parts. Now, inside our computer CPU, okay, generally we call the CPU as a central processing unit, but the box which is kept by the side of our monitor is called as a CPU. Okay, but actually if we see, CPU is a part, it is a specific small part which is residing inside the box of our system. Okay, so I will show you the animation also, what are the various components and how they are assembled together to make a system. Okay, so let us go through our slides. Now, this thing you see on our screen is a cabinet. Now, cabinet is the one place where many items are there inside the box. Okay, now we will go one by one. You can see there is a cabinet. Okay, this is as I explained to you, it is housing many of the components of the computer. Like hard disk is there, then motherboard is there, okay, then CD-ROM is there, SMPS is there. Okay, further we are having our motherboard. Now, what is motherboard? Motherboard is a component, it is a rather where we can put many components of our computer. Okay, now all our data flows through the various junctions inside the motherboard. Okay, it is a mother means it is housing other main components, and it is a board. Okay, now further you can see the power supply. Okay, we call this as a SMPS also. Power supply gives different types of power supply to various components of the computer. Now, there are some electronic components which consume less electricity, so it will provide less power to them, and there are some components like there is a motor. Okay, so that requires more power supply. So there are various tappings from this SMPS as we will go further, and you can see various splice. Now you can see this is an wide IDE cable. Okay, in this IDE cable, now our data flows. Okay, like from hard disk to motherboard, motherboard to hard disk, and to CD-ROM. This cable connects our motherboard with our hard disk and our CD-ROM and DVD-ROM. Okay, so that means our data flows from motherboard to our hard disk. This is a wide cable as it is having many wires which run in the parallel. Further, you can see there is a CD and DVD drive. Okay, compact disc and digital versatile disk drive. Now we call them as a optical drive also. Why we call them optical? Because they work with the system of lasers. So they detect some kind of pattern on our CD and DVD and they process that. Next, our hard disk. This is one of the main parts of our computer where our data is permanently residing. Okay, actually if we see it is a kind of memory. There are two types of memory actually. One is permanent memory and one is the secondary memory. Sorry, one is permanent and one is the temporary memory. Okay, we will further explain about this as we come across various other components. Now let us discuss about the motherboard. Now you can see on the screen it's a motherboard. It is showing us various components, and through this animation I will show you how the various components are going to be fitted on this board. Okay, as I told you, it is like a railway junction where various trains comes from various sites. Same way in this data comes from various sites, and then this makes some arrangement how to further send the data. Inside this there are various copper and other material strips are there through which our data flow. You can see there are various connectors are there. One by one I am going to explain about that. Now this is the place where we fit our CPU, fan and heat sink. And these are the CPU sockets where we fit our CPU. Now these are the sockets, and we will have something in our CPU, that is our central processing unit. We call that as a processor also. Okay, nowadays we are having our processor speeds in gigahertz. Okay, CPU sockets, and these are the connectors for peripherals. Now what is peripherals? Peripherals are the items which are around the system, like we are having our keyboard, we are having our mouse, we are having our scanner, we are having our printer. All these are the peripherals. Fine. So this is the place where we connect our various peripherals for further processing by the computer. Okay, some of the peripherals are for the input as I already explained, and some of the peripherals are for the output like our printer is there. Further, now this is the place where we connect our power supply so that our motherboard can function. Power supply, of course, it will come from the SMPS. Now these are the memory slots which you see in the blue color. These are the memory slots. Now these memory slots, if we talk about the memory, as I already told you, memory slots, there are two types of memories. One is our permanent memory and one is our temporary memory. Now permanent memory means it's a hard disk where our data can reside for a permanent basis. And where you can see in the blue, there we connect our RAM. RAM means it's our random access memory. Now it's a kind of temporary memory. Temporary means till the point our computer is on, that time only data will be available in the system. Okay, so that is our RAM. RAM means random access memory. It's a kind of temporary memory. Now further, there is a north bridge. You can see there are some heat sinks are there. There are some vertical kind of thing you can see there. Now this is our north bridge. North bridge means where your data flow between your processor and your RAM. Okay, because maximum of the data flow is there on the between processor and our RAM. So that's why, because the flow is maximum, so there we require some kind of thing where the heat dissipation can take place. So there were the heat sinks available on that, right? So why there is a heat generated there? Because the maximum flow of the data is there. Okay, so like you can see on a traffic pool, there are many. If there is a traffic of our cars and other vehicles, if there is a great traffic, then obviously there has to be some kind of traffic jam, or some heat will be generated there, more of the pollution will be there. So to avoid that our component must not get heated up, we put the heat sink so that heat can be dissipated. Actually this heat sink is put there to increase the area of the component. Okay, if the area of the component is less, then there will be more heat there and our component can be damaged, right? So to avoid that, we are putting the heat sink there. I think you must have got the concept. Now further, there is a south bridge. Now as I explained, it was the north bridge which we discussed earlier. This is the south bridge. Actually both of them are the chips. Okay, they are the electronic components. Now south bridge, what is this? South bridge means it is a chip where the data takes place between our processor and between peripherals like keyboard, where the data flow is less. So heat generated is less there, and so that's why you can see there are no heat sinks available on that. Why? Because data flow is less on that part. And generally it's our convention where maximum things happen, then that is we call as a north, and other way it's then south bridge, right? So you can say that minimum traffic of data takes place, and that's why we have put the south bridge there. Now you can see the CMOS battery. This is a small battery there which gives the power supply to some of the components which are required even when your computer is switched off. अपना कंप्यूटर अगर बंद भी है तो भी like you see, हमारा कंप्यूटर में टाइम कैसे मैनेज होता है. हम कंप्यूटर को ऑफ करते हैं, then again we switch it on and we find the time there. How it comes from? It is because of the CMOS battery. Like we are having battery in our mobile, same way we are having the battery to maintain data and other settings in our CMOS battery. Further, you can see some AGP slots are there where you can put your graphics card. Okay, now graphics means what? Generally we deal with binary data, but when we see on our monitor, that time we see a lot of our graphics. Now this graphics come because of our graphics functionality built in our this motherboard. So this is the place where we put our graphics card. Now this is the place where peripherals some of the old peripherals we used to connect there, but nowadays we connect our peripherals through our USBs. Now, IDE connector. Earlier, I explained to you there was a wide cable which we call that as a IDE cable, right? Now, that IDE cable we connect on this point on the motherboard, and from this place that cable goes to other components like our CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, or you can say our hard disk. There our data goes. So this is the place where we connect our ID cable, and data from this place it will go, or it will come back to this place. So it is having the interaction with the other component for the data flow through the IDE connector and cable. Okay, further. Now let us see how we are fitting our processor. Processor is the brain of the computer. Processor does the processing of the data. It does the calculations, and this is doing all kind of things. Now in the earlier time, the speed of the processor used to be in kilohertz, megahertz. Nowadays the speed of the processor is in gigahertz, even more than that. Okay, now what is the meaning of this speed? Now there is a clock inside that which like you see in our homes, we are having the frequency of our electricity. What is the electricity? It is the 50 hertz. That means 50 cycle per second, right? Now in the 50 cycles, even the 50 cycle per second is a great speed, but you see the speed of this processor, it's in gigahertz. So millions and billions of calculations can be done by this processor in 1 second, right? So let us see how we assemble our computer. Okay, generally we show you through our assembling our computer by physically showing you the components, but I have made the animation for the same purpose. So this is the place where and how we set our processor. As I told you, there were some sockets and there are some pins in our processor. We fit our pins into the sockets. Okay, but there is a traffic in the processor also. So how that heat will be